We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Please hit for us the share button. Share with friends, share with family members. Let them know that we are here. And let's have a wonderful time together. Let's have a very wonderful time together. So again, just hit for us the share button. Just share with friends, share with family members. Kindly hit for us the share button. All right, so fellow Liberians home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. And we want to use this time to extend our thanks and appreciation to all of you that have joined us. We want to say thank you so very kindly. We appreciate you as usual. In a special way, we want to say thanks to our own lovely sister Hawa. Thank you so much, Mama, for joining us. We appreciate you. Abraham Dollar, how are you, sir? You are highly welcome. We appreciate you for your presence here, even though you have a different view. But again, we appreciate you being here with us. Thank you so very kindly. Alex uh, Bender, thank you so much, Alex Bender. We want to appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly for your presence here. We appreciate you. So, all of you that have joined us, we appreciate. Yeah, so we want to appreciate all of you. And as usual, we ask that you kindly do us a favor. And that favor that we require of you is to please hit for us the share button. Josephus Mane, how are you, sir? Salute your presence and I want to welcome you. Thank you so very kindly. So, those of you that are joining us on the YouTube also, we want to recognize and appreciate all of you on our YouTube channel under the Palava Hut. If you are here and are not following us on YouTube, we want to appeal to you to kindly follow us on YouTube. I want us to start with our very first story. You see, fellow Liberians, welcome to all of you. We appreciate all of you. Welcome to all of you. Emmanuel N. Woto, we appreciate you. Oh, we said Joe, we appreciate you. Josephus Mane, all of you distinguished people. You know, in Liberia, we have this common adage, or we have this palam that says, when you play with Mwemwe, you are inviting fly in your area. Yvonne Daves, thank you so much for joining us. Frances, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us. When you play with something that is very stink, the scent is very terrible, you are inviting flies and other insect or whatever it is that is attractive or that are attracted to that particular scent. So there is no way that you can take a mwemwe or something with a very horrible scent or smell and put it in an open and you don't expect the flower to come. It's not possible. It's not possible. We begin the Boakai regime with a disrespect for the rule of law. Mr. Boakai did not have his disrespect for the rule of law. He did not have his disrespect for the court. When Boakai took over, the first thing that he ran to was people who were occupying tenure position. And what did they do? They decided to go to the court for redress. The court being that institution that is responsible to checkmate all of us. The court being that institution that is responsible to dispense justice, to interpret the law, and to ensure that you and myself, we are giving justice. The court was disrespected by Mr. Boakai. You know, the court should be a place that does not see personality, that does not see position, that does not see your proximity to whatever big name. The court should be the place that only see the law, nothing else but the law. But it is unfortunate that under the Boakai regime, we cannot say that about our court. I don't know, but we can say that about our court. You see, Boakai wants to have absolute control. Absolute control. That's what he wants to have. So we saw Boakai flexing his muscles. Went to people who were in tenure position, took them off the job. They took flight to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court told Mr. Boakai that Mr. Boakai, you can't behave in this manner. He said, okay, I suspend them. As we speak, they are still under suspension. A gross disrespect to the court. With the issue of Fonati Kofa, these lawmakers decided that we will not take law into our own hands. We will go to the court that is responsible to interpret the law, that is responsible to tell us who is right and who is wrong. And they went to the court. And the only thing that the court could do was to confuse the situation further from the very onset. The court gave a ruling that everybody was interpreting in their own way, in their own form, in their own manner. Everybody was interpreting it the way they feel like, the way that they think is best to them. That's how they were interpreting it. And so, with all of the hula baloo on this whole, how you call ultra virus stuff, one of the justices decided, Ave J.J. Peters, you are welcome. Francis H. Tamba, we appreciate you. All of you are welcome. So one of the justices decided to explain, to interpret, to tell the Liberian people what is the definition, or to break that particular ultra virus, whatever the ruling was, down. And this is what he said, that I want to play you the voice recording. I want you to listen. This is Justice Yami Gbese, an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. Paul, you are welcome. Fatu Sharif, how are you, Mama? You are welcome. So after leaving the country in a complete mess, in a complete chaos for a long time, one of the justices decided to explain what the law or what they said in that particular ruling. So I want to play it because the thing that we're about to talk is coming from this. So I want to play it for you to hear his explanation. I want you to hear his explanation. We also saw the absence of the Supreme Court from Joseph Numa Boakai's State of the Nation address. All of the justices, in fact, the judiciary branch of government was absent from the State of the Nation address. It sends out a serious signal. You know, the brothers, they have a very clever way of defending wrong. And thank God we are in a generation where our people eyes are opening to the reality. So they were running around with this interpretation. Oh, the program now for judiciary, the program that the president going against, and the legislators. But why do we have coordination? But fast forward. So we saw the absence of the Supreme Court or the judiciary branch, so to speak. And we said that that was an indication that indeed they were not set under a man who is illegal, forcing to be a speaker, the regime speaker, according to him. Richie Kuhn said, how they want a regime speaker. I will play that clip here. So the Supreme Court decided that we will not be involved in this kind of nonsense. To see Joseph Numa Boakai disrespecting the law, then we go in there to say that no, we can't do that. So that argument was around the place. Oh, why the people didn't go there? Why the people didn't go there? Everybody justifying. So Associate Justice Yami Gbese decided to explain why And I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen very keenly.
When we, the national body, president address, they begin more of the news and the addresses them. That was the common way of trying to involve, getting involved in potential conflict. You remember the conflict going at the House, Supreme Court, they appeared before us. We told the made a decision, and he felt that decision was that look, our law required that the House should have quorum, and that quorum should be presided over by the Speaker. Now that you, the quote unquote majority black, have a quorum, but we don't see a Speaker there. So whatever you do is controversial. Otherwise, the leader will turn to the minority black. The minority black, the law says until you can get majority, get quorum more, continue to adjourn from day to day and compare the other people to join. But there is no statute that tells you how you compare the people. You don't have a rule that tells you how you compare. So you will remain there until you get majority. Whatever you do is controversial. So on both sides, the Supreme Court clearly saying that go and solve your problem. You don't have enough to that. We are doing our own. We're not in control of politics. If for some reason they suddenly decide to recognize president recognize majority black and government function is going on, then we receive an invitation from the speaker. Our question is, our presence there means that we are recognized one side. So the best thing to do was to remain who we are. That was the rationale. Many people don't understand, but that was the rationale of the court.
You listening to Associate Justice Bisi, if I'm getting the name right, explaining why they did not attend the SONA because the man who sent them the invitation was illegal as far as their ruling is concerned. This particular statement from one of the associate justices of the Supreme Court, Prego, one of our very young brother, a lawmaker, who used a statement. And I want to play you that statement. And we'll interpret it today. So this is James Collet from Bond County, a representative, responding to the statement of Councillor Bisi. Let's listen to him here. Okay.
We will not give any relevant legal statement from the Associate Justice. Or someone going to give you shot and little statement, I'm not giving any relevant. I'll be
This is Collet, a very young man who was given an opportunity to serve in government before the cameras, referring to one of the justices as somebody who was intoxicated, and that's why he was uttering the words that he was uttering. Liquor talk. What a disrespect. But you see,
These things are happening because of how these people saw themselves. A Colette is brave enough to use this kind of reckless statement because of how the Supreme Court have behaved in recent. These people have seen that the Supreme Court is weak, is toothless. It has no teeth to bite. They have seen that members of the Supreme Court are completely, one would say, they are lame dog. So the fear is not there. The respect is not there. What a country we find ourselves in. Just in the period of less than 2 years, everything has broken down. James Colette is brave enough to insult the chancellor because the man who he followed, Joseph Numa Boakai, is disrespecting the court. If this was any ordinary person, but now they will array you before the court. But these people know that the court has lost its value. So Colette speak the way he speak. Said he will not listen to nobody who go drink liquor, go drink King Jew. You sit down here and think will give you credence. Because they have seen that the court has lost its value. When you follow the history of the court under Joseph Numa Boakai, you will be afraid. Wasn't it the same old court that allowed Luca Riches to walk away scot-free after attempting to slit the throat of Jessica Lloyd? Wasn't that the same court that allowed Lucas Riches to walk away free up to today? Where that case is, that the same court. Is it not the same court when Judy Andy Tappe decided to run to the court after she was being abused and blackmailed by a notorious figure, Opa, that calls himself prophet? When Julie Andy ran to the court, that Bushu Ben Keita took his phone and called and said, "Look, that nonsense that you're taking from outside, they're taking from in the court." And that was it. Was it not the same court? As the same court. Is it not the same court? After Madam Chancellor Gloria Musu's cut, they committed the crime that they committed to that little girl, Shalom Musu. Was it not the same court that say, "We not see no plenty evidence in it, let the people walk away scot-free"? And today, Gloria Musu's cut is serving in a lucrative position. Is it not the same court? Is it not the same court that Fonati Kofa rental? And at the end of the day, they could not. Is it not the same court, the rental? So the perpetual disrespect that have been shown to the court is because the court itself has placed itself in a position where they will be disrespected. So people like Colette, they are right to say what they are saying. You know, the court is one of the institutions that all of us should be afraid of, and that all of us should run to without fear. Because when you enter the court, they do not know whether you are a president. They don't see you as, for example, somebody who is a minister or somebody who is this, who is that. No, they see the law. They look at the logic. But unfortunately, under Joseph Numa Boakai, he has reduced the court of Liberia to a place where people are no longer looking at the law, but they are looking at the individual and who is attached to that individual. The court has become a toothless bulldog in our country. Under Joseph Numa Boakai government. The court now is afraid to the extent that the interpretation that Yami Gbese gave, he could not even give it. They could not even explain it when the whole country was in a complete disarray. They could not explain it. He has to wait for all the confusion before coming up to interpret what their actions were and what their ruling says to the Liberian people. You know, what we're experiencing in Liberia is very bad. And some of you are overlooking it. When you have a president that wants to have total control, especially over the court, then it means that the country is in a complete chaos. It's in a complete mess. It's in a complete mess. Because the last place that anybody should try to control, or you think that you can switch on and off button with, is the court. These representatives or these lawmakers, so to speak, political people, there, they will have their own, sides. But the court should be a neutral place where all of us can run to. But look at what is happening. Why you think Colette is brave enough to use this kind of statement? Why you think he's brave enough? Listen to him. Why you think he's brave enough?
Because statement already, we will not give any relevant or any legal statement from the associate justice.
Yeah, legal statement from an associate justice. A gross disrespect to the court. A gross disrespect to the court. Saying a legal statement. One who has been entrusted to interpret the law for us. He stands right in the chamber and said, Aleko, talk. You know, these people, their heads are swollen by this particular comment or maybe this particular law that protects them that says, once you are in the chambers, whatever you say cannot be held against you in the court of law. Whatever you say and do, you are covered. You are protected. But that is to tell you the extent at which our justice system has lost its relevance. This is what Boakai wants. This is what Boakai wants. Look at all of these killings that are going on. Who are those? That the court is holding? Who are those that the law is holding responsible? The last time we saw Joseph Numa Boakai giving order to Gregory Como to go to Grand Cape Mount County and kill the people there only because they asked for due diligence and the benefit that B Mountain is supposed to get them. So Boakai told Gregory Como, go there and kill the people for agitating for their rights, for asking for their just benefits that the company is supposed to give them. At the end of the day, who are held responsible? Is there anybody held responsible? No, nobody. Nobody was held responsible. All of those who committed that heinous atrocity against our people, they walk away scot-free. Why is it that today you see police brutality? It's just so common. Today, you can see that police are taking away people's life. Just like it's normal. You think why? It's because they know that the court is weak. The justice system is weak. Look at what is happening. Look at even on the streets. Mob violence are now taking over our cities. Why do you think it is happening there? Because the people have realized that the justice system have failed them. When you see this kind of thing happening in a country or in a society, it means that the people have lost trust and confidence in the justice system, in the people who are supposed to protect them, the people who are supposed to ensure that justice is rendered. Look at more violence all over the place. Let somebody just say road. The next thing you see people running with stick, they're running with this, they're running with that. They're ready now to skin you, to maul you. Because they don't have trust in the justice system. The system has proven that it's not faith enough to defend the people. This is scary for our country. It's very scary. And these are the things when we say other people who maybe are so deeply blind by their political jacket, we say, oh, wait. It will cause noise. It will cause noise. We did not see these things happening under the Weah-led administration. No. No. The court was the court. The executive was the executive. And the judiciary, the legislators or the legislative branch was the legislative branch. We saw all of these branches coordinating, working together. There was no interference on the part of President Weah. But look at today what is happening. The legal advisor to Joseph Newman Boakai will pick up a phone and call and say, look, I don't want to hear you judging anything in court about this person. And so shall it be. The whole thing fall. Gloria Mususkat, the executive will send people to her while she's in jail and say, you go apologize to Gloria Mususkat. Tell us we're sorry. We'll free her. Mususkat is free. They gave her a job right away. Chair of NOCA, chair of the board. Francis Sakila Nyimale murder people in Lofa. At the end of the day, they say go for camp for job. You are the internal affairs minister. Queen Johnson, live and direct on video, helped to unalive somebody. At the end of the day, they gave her a job at the free port of Monrovia. People who commit atrocity, they are loved and they are cherished by Joseph Newman Boakai. Where are we as a people? It's a sad time for our nation. It's a sad time. The rule of law has been trampled upon by Joseph Newman Boakai. No wonder why you see the increase in crime. Every time you wake up, it's another crime. It's another body. Every time. Rising sun, you are welcome. Every time you wake up, there is another news of a body. Mysterious death has taken over the country. Every time, people are crying without any solution. You know, this reminds me of the Bible story where the children of Israel say, one be like other nation around us, one king. We don't want an abstract person that we can see. We want no prophet here. That king we want. And at the end of the day, Samuel went before God, and God said, forget about the people then. And they said, the one king, lead them. They will know what will happen. Their sons will be subdued to normal nonsense. Their daughters will be used. Don't worry, leave them. And at the end of the day, they regretted their action, but it was late. This is how people are now regretting their action. Look all over the place. Every day there are news of death. Every day, mysterious death. Every day. If it is not police that will shoot somebody, it is more violence. If not more violence, the armed robbers, just name it. Look at where the country is right now. Liberia has now become fearful under this man called Joseph Boakai. Fearful. Even during the days of war, what we are experiencing, wasn't experiencing it because that was the war, right? To some extent, some of these fraction of forces, they have some kind of control. They will say, no, don't do that one, don't do that one. But look at now what is happening. Just few days ago, a DEA officer, you know what he did? Shoot a Liberian because he alleged that the person get drugs or the person was involved in the issue of drugs business. Here is it. Let me bring you this so you can see it. Look here. Here is it. I hope this will not be too graphic. Here is it. There's the story right here. There's the story. There's the ball. Jackson Diamond Dennis. He was shot multiple times by LDA officer. So when people get drugs, let's even agree, when people get drugs, or when somebody is, whether be a drugs dealer or you catch them with drug or whatever, so you must shoot them. Here is it. Look at the picture. Look at LDEA. Look at where we find ourselves. Here's the picture. Here's the picture of Damo. Look here. Look there. Look there. Look at this kind of thing. Look at this kind of thing. This is what is happening in Liberia. People who are supposed to be protecting lives and property, people who are supposed to be handling these matters professionally, look at what they are engaged into. The security forces now are taking law in their own hands. Take guns and killing people around there. The last time we saw another person, another boy, 17 years old, who was shot in Banjul. Another Liberian, shot in Banjul. Another story right here. When you finish talking the story, LDA, they are another insult or injury again. Look at this kind of thing. Look at this kind of thing that is happening in our country. How did we reach this far? That the rule of law is no longer respected. How did we arrive here? That now the security forces will take law in their own hands. That at the end of the day, they will just commit crime and walk away with impunity. Here's the story. Let me play this story for our people. Here is it.
Smoke drugs. This is the area. There's a business settlement. Business. So many things. People are about.
A 17 years old boy was shot and killed by a police officer. Here is it. This is not story that we're making up. Listen, see it for yourself.
Football juniors from this surrounding from the community. Let's see. First of all, we'll say that this surrounding, this environment is not gap that they get or drugs, that people can smoke drugs on this. This is the area. There's a business settlement. There's so many things. Some come on here to rest to take air. Some people are back there. There are horses beyond there. They can come on here to take food air. But this being the official habit of this officer are doing it Wema Masale. You know the officer. Doing it. I know him by face, but I'm familiar with the attitude. But like usually things he can do. Sometimes when we go into the next beach channel, we hear that sound several times on the environment, yeah. But we don't know why intentional. He always doing it. The last time he did it, someone brought something that they shot past beyond my head, and they went on the beach with it. He usually doing it anytime he comes inside. He's in a DA, drugs enforcer, officer, or nothing like that. But he always doing this. We sit up, we play, sometimes we get liquor, we bring it, everything here. This man I met last night, he told me like, oh, he's a hustler, he going fishing with one of my bro, the point here about. He said, my piggy can't meet tomorrow for a basket fish. But I ain't not pressing that. Let to be to people things, so I didn't bother coming for him for basket fish. If he need things that he want to do for me, he do it for me. But usually, he doing it. Now it's my first time hearing it, or now my first time seeing him doing things here. The last time he did it, when as soon as we left the beach to come, he got on by and started going. The same officer. The same officer, he doing it here. So right now it's people. Wow. Because see someone like talking with you talk to last night and then you see the death for no reason they are dead today. So it's painful. Well, our witnesses still giving their own side. But the guy, his lifeless body is
still. Here is it. You see here what is happening in Liberia under the Boakai-led administration. This old men take pleasure. Look, that's why I know. Sometimes I ask myself, are our people really tired of this nonsense that Boakai and his gangster doing? Because if somebody like Gregory Como should not be a police director in Liberia in this modern day and age and time. With all of these kind of killings that is going on in the hands of police officers, then Gregory Como is still the police director? I don't know. Gregory Como should never be. If Liberians, you are waiting for this old man that is sick, this man that is suffering from mental problem, Joseph Numa Boakai, to take action, you will stay long inside. Don't cry for yourself. Because no serious president, in fact, no elder that was something I asked myself, is this man really, does he, I don't know. Let me just take my own time. But does he really care about humans' life? Joseph Numa Boakai, does he really care? Because sometimes I ask myself, what are these men, their behavior, where they maintain their behavior from? Because the behavior of Joseph Numa Boakai is all Liberian. It is not a behavior that is associated with Liberians elders. No, it is not. It is not. Probably he takes us in from space. Or he's just a wicked old man as he is. Just wicked, just evil in nature. Because nowhere will these kind of crimes be committed. And the man who calls himself president is complicit. And it's okay. A man like Gregory Como, a notorious criminal that we told you of even before they could appoint them. Yeah, man, AB. There's nowhere that this man should be near the police force with all these kind of crimes that police are committing around the place. The police now are carrying on acts that even armed robbers say are even afraid to carry on. Now the police are carrying on. You listening to the boy explaining. The Bremer Masale officer is not his first time, not his second time, not his third time. From information gathered, he was one of those that went to Kinjo and killed our people. And you listening to the testimony, an eyewitness testimony telling us that it is not the first time this idiot called Bremer Masale, this police officer who was encouraged by Gregory Como, have carried on such acts. He sees it to be something common. Very common. Because no action is taken against this man. Whenever he commits the act, he was scot-free. Whenever he commits that act, he thinks that he's a hero. He was scot-free. Nothing come of it. So it is not his first time. According to people who are in that area, the man usually happen to harass people. Use his gun, firing the place, make people afraid. Today he has taken away somebody else's child's life. You see what is happening? You don't blame the police officer. You blame Joseph Numa Boakai, this reckless old man who appointed a police director who is a political police director. Look at under the watch of Gregory Como. Look at how bad the police has become. You know, let me tell you something. Every human being, every one of us that are created by God, or you will say, I was born by a woman, every one of us, we have our own behavior in us. But the environment that we find ourselves in also contributes to our behavior, either to give it the kind of fertilizer that it needs to flourish, or to give it that soil or that moisture that it needs in order for it to, flourish. Or the environment can subdue that behavior that is not compatible in us. So the kind of person that you work with will be able to encourage your bad behavior, or will be able to subdue your bad behavior. So these people are working with Gregory Como, a notorious figure who should not be even near the Liberian National Police. So at the end of the day, guess what happened? They didn't want to know. They don't want to know. Because at the end of the day, they know that all these things that they are doing, the crime that they are committing, all of these crimes, they're going to walk away scot-free. Gregory Como is there. Now Gregory Como beginning. Oh yeah. Now Gregory Como people there. He giving them money. He's sending them on his errand. Say, I'll go do this for me, I'll go do that. So at the end of the day, what do you expect? We don't understand what is happening now in Liberia. Police officers are now taking away the lives of innocent people. Even if somebody commits a crime of smoking drugs, is that a justification to take away his life? Let's even agree that you catch this person with the drugs. Is that a justification to use arm against that person? But these people are encouraged to do these things because the head has encouraged them. Joseph Numa Boakai, the man that can encourage people and say you can steal. The man that encourage his how you call his official and say you go ahead. When you want to steal, you steal. You go ahead and steal. Listen to
We
him.
want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg them. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money.
To encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, you are encouraging them. So this old man is encouraging every bad thing in Liberia, just as he encouraged corruption. That today corruption is all over the place, is the same way that he's encouraging all of these acts. Who does that? A leader will mount a platform and say, we want to encourage you. Those of you who want to be corrupt, we want to encourage you. When you are corrupt, just make sure to take the money and give it to people. Are you normal? Can a normal person say that? Especially in a country that went to war because of some of these behavior, rampant corruption, etc., etc. I don't know. Maybe Joseph Numa Boakai is just a man who is, one would say, I must say, absent-minded. He can learn. In our Liberian way, say the person just dull. Because Joseph Numa Boakai should know what led us to the 15 years. In fact, let us say 15. That's more years of what you call of wars. It's more than 15 years of civil unrest. These were some of the things that led us. I remember back in the 80s, people like Joseph Numa Boakai then that sponsored Lofa Defense Force They say, oh, the country is corrupt. Oh, corruption taking over the place. There are brutalities from people who are associated with the government. Security forces are doing their own thing. So because of that, they sponsor people to go to butchers to come and kill our people. Today, he is the president. The same old thing that happened yesterday that caused our nation to bleed. That the same thing this man doing. So is it really normal? The man is absent in his mind. He's absent. No wonder why all of these things are going on. He's wicked. Whether his act is intentional, but we all know he is wicked. Wicked part, we know that, yeah, this man is wicked. Naturally, I looking like Uncle Wicked Man. Look at what is happening. There has not been a serious statement from Joseph Newman Boakai against these atrocities committed by police officer. No action. Gregory Common relaxing there. Liberians, if you do not take action, if you do not stand up against evil people like Gregory Common, the people will continue to kill your children. They'll continue to kill us in our country. If we don't stand up against these people, these tyrants, if we don't stand up against a Joseph Newman Boakai, who feels that his proximity to the presidency is to give crime and lawlessness free pass, if we don't stand up to these people, there will be no Liberia left for us. There will be no Liberia left for us. The people say the hint to a was is quite sufficient. I want to ask you a question. All of us know that USAID, right, has cut down fundings to Liberia. Some 17 million budgetary, somebody will say funds that used to come from USAID, they cut it. Some other 1.2 million or $2 million that's supposed to go to NEC for voters registration confidence, that money is also taken out. Now, in times like this, when other nations are keeping their money, what is our own government doing to be able to manage? What is Joseph Newman Boakai doing to manage? Those of you who are saying, oh yeah, you know, and you say support, we want you say support. Look, you know what? I really admire President Trump's approach towards this UC business. I admire it. I really admire it. Because what Trump is telling you, what the United States is telling you, is that use your own resources wisely to be able to better the lives of your people. 17 million, 2 point something million, that's what we can get. What we're able to get. So, what are the behavior that our leaders are adjusting to in order for them to ensure that whatever you say is going to be taken out, or whatever that will not come to Liberia in terms of budgetary support from USAID, that they will still have that money? What are the behavior that they are carrying on? You get Rachel Kuhn that have taken the office of the speaker, the budget from 1 million, carry all the way to 5 million. You get Joseph Newman Boakai adding money also to his office. Look at the budgetary allocation or allotment for the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. You see here, you get coal. You see here, you get coal. You expect the people to give you that money when you are using their money to insult your own citizen. Joseph Newman Boakai stay traveling here, there, Yano. A serious president, you know what you would do? Joseph Newman Boakai going to African Summit, that was just a waste of resources. All the group of people that he carried. Joseph Newman Boakai could have asked Madam Sarah Besto Nyanti, to represent us as a nation. Oh, yes. He could have asked Sarah Besto Nyanti to represent Liberia, thereby cutting down costs. In times like these, what do? You attach priority to some of the important issues. You cut down your expenses. You take actions that will be able to save money for your people. But look at what is happening. That is not what they are doing. Stealing all around the place. Now the entire government now is erupting in criminal acts. Every ministry now stealing there. From the Ministry of Education all the way down. Everybody stealing their own. You know why? Because Joseph Numa Boakai has given his people green light. Say, go ye into the government and steal whatever you can steal. Wasn't it the same man right under his eyes that scholarship king? According to them, they say, oh, scholarship. Joseph Numa Boakai even launched that scholarship. At the end of the day, they collected people money. They ate the children money. Did he take any action? No. It jumped from the office of the president. It went to the office of the first lady. They say, oh, scholarship. We get scholarship. The people supposed to go to London to go learn book. Y'all bring 2,000. Almost 40% they took that money from them. At the end of the day, what came from other A? They say somebody will go sit down for 1 month. They will suspend you for 1 month. Boyka and his gang. Liberians. The people find also because we are not speaking out. You condemn President Weah, but these things were never happening under the regime of President Weah. Were never happening. Yes, there were challenges. I'm not going to sit here to say there were not challenges. There were challenges. But these things that we are seeing, we never saw it under the Boakai under the Weah administration. Where people broad daylight would be stealing money as if, they're playing fun. The Boakai will come somebody say, oh, the men suspend the cabinet will declare asset. So you want to call me? They say, John Brown, you are suspended. Peter Flomo, you are suspended. Nyakwakwa, you are suspended. They just blank statement. Only because some of you, they want to take your attention from the meeting that is happening in Liberia, then some of you fall for it. Don't fall for this kind of cheap nonsense. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Just like Numa Boyka is not a serious man to fight the issue of corruption. Don't buy that nonsense. If Joseph Numa Boyka is serious to fight corruption, you know what you're going to do? Somebody like Ami Modaba now, he in court. Ami Modaba is going to be in court. If Joseph Numa Boyka is serious to fight corruption, Miata Famule was going to be in court answering question for the inaugural fund. If Joseph Numa Boyka was somebody who really wants to fight corruption, Luther Tape, the chairman for Unity Party, he will be in court answering question why he must take inaugural fund to give a lie and say he was giving it to Unity Party people to go and celebrate, which are not meant for that. If Joseph Numa Boyka is serious, time like this, they finish launching an investigation in that scholarship fund that they ate the people money. If Boyka is a serious person, but now people like Mandela Cooper will be under investigation. People like Mamaka Belete, they will be under investigation. But how do you expect a Boyka to fight corruption when he's saying this word? Listen to
We
him.
want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money.
When Joseph Numa Boyka is encouraging people who wants to be corrupt to steal money, say, you can go ahead. You steal the money. You go ahead. You steal. Yeah, when you steal, you get a poor chicken change. We are in a complete mess with Joseph Numa Boyka. But fellow Liberians, those of you that want to call, let me put the number up here. If you want to call, fine, you can give us a call. I'm going to put this number right up here. If you want to call, you can give us a call. We'll take your call. And we'll also hear from you if you deem it necessary to. This is the number to call. You can call and we'll be taking your call as we go along. So at the end of the day, you have Joseph Numa Boakai encouraging his official to go ahead and steal, to go ahead and be corrupt. So no problem, you guys can go ahead, be corrupt. Be corrupt as much as you can be. So under this government, you expect that a Joseph Numa Boakai will fight corruption? All the things I do in a flow show, they paper on that just flow show. He just want to divert people attention. Oh, he suspend people. LSCC say doing that. Oh, the other one say doing that. That's so skin that paper on. So skin on. So scared he on. He does not have the energy to fight corruption. After you finish giving the people green light and say, go ahead. Go ye into the government and steal money. Take some of the money and give it to the people then who are around you. Then you say you're fighting corruption. If you want to fight corruption, you know what you will do? You will start from your office. You will start from your office. This is where we find ourselves, fellow Liberians. This is where we find ourselves. There is a complete breakdown of law and order in our nation. Complete breakdown. Joseph Numa Boakai, who should be saving money, the papa flying first class. He chartering the whole first class flying. While people are languishing in abject poverty. I thought in times like this is when we manage resources. But he's not managing resources. Those who came from abroad and working in the government, they continue to receive their weekly allowance or weekly stipend, whatever it is. These people were giving some of them $45,000 for resettlement fees that came here from the States or from the diaspora to go and work in Liberia. They were giving resettlement package. All of them, they were giving packages. Some 45,000, some 30. And they are working. But then you're crying that you don't have money when you're giving people money. You're creating positions and putting people there. And you crying, you say, oh, people will give you money. They use them will give you money. For what reason? Is they putting guys work for their money? President Trump's attention is on the United States. That's why his agenda is to make America great again. He said make Africa great. He said make Liberia great. He said make other country great. That America the people making great. Where are we as a people? In the wake of the usage cut down, what are we doing as a government? What is Joseph Numa Boakai doing to be able to save money? Nothing. People stay using money here, there, yana, taking huge, fabulous benefits and stuff like that. While you, the Liberian people, you sit down and you cry. But fellow Liberians, there we find ourselves. Let's continue to pray for a better Liberia. Remember Liberia in your prayers. Because where we are now is almost like we are on a time bomb. The rule of law is being disrespected by Joseph Numa Boakai. His officials are stealing all around the place. These people have no regard, no empathy, no sympathy for the Liberian people. All they care about is themselves and not the Liberian people. We are in a mess. Pray for Liberia. Every day we wake up, there is another killing. There is another body here. The police that is supposed to be protecting are the same police who are carrying on this massacre. LDEA carrying on their own, police too carrying on their own. But I want to thank each and every one of you. Time have caught up with me. I have to go and do my little 1-2-1-2 again. But I want to thank each and every one of you for the time spent here. It's just to encourage you. We should not give up on Liberia. Let us continue to make noise. Let us continue to talk. Seditions, do not give up on your institution. Remain very steadfast. You see what you have done? It's because of what you, seditions, you've done over the period, what we have done over the period, that we're giving Boakai hard time. The Boakai men who say they know much about governing, 42 years experience. You come there. Electricity that President we are left at 113 megawatts. You carry it down to 7.5. You say President we was corrupt. Oh, he didn't do that. Oh, he didn't do that. But we did not owe LEC. We're able to pay LEC money. CLSG people in Ivory Coast were able to pay their money. Current was all around the place. But today you come, the entire country is in darkness. Just how your heart dark, you evil, how the country is in darkness. Liberians, we are reaping what we sow, but it's not late. It is not late. You can correct the wrongs. Let's continue to talk. It doesn't matter. Don't care. Who listening? They were listening. Who told you they were not listening? They were listening. They will hear it. Let's continue to talk and expose the ill in this government. Our people are dying on a daily basis. We can't sit down and say we're comfortable. No. On this note, my people, I want to say thanks to each and every one of you. I appreciate you. Until we meet again, have yourself a God bless day. My name is Prince Sharif. Follow our page. I got to take some kind of nap because I just came from work. So at least I got to take 2 hours of nap, wake up, and then go back on the hustle. But I want to say thanks to all of you. All of you. Josephine Sewa, my own love. How are you, Mama? I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for your presence. Thanks for everything. Rising Sun, I appreciate you. All of you. I want to say thanks to all of you. Until we meet again, my people. Bye. And I love all of you.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.